Located at the end of Alaska's famed Inside Passage, Lynn Canal is the deepest fjord in North America. The steep shores of Lynn Canal are home to mountain goats, brown bears, and resting sea lions. The waters of Lynn Canal are rich with marine life and serve as the marine highway that provides access to Alaska's capital city. When Governor Frank Murkowski came into office, a major emphasis was placed on building roads. A top priority was the Juneau Road project, an addition to the existing road which currently dead ends 40 miles from downtown Juneau. The proposed road would extend 50 miles along the steep slopes of Lynn Canal, ending at a ferry terminal at the Katsahine River. The proposed road extension will not continue to Haines or Skagway. Drawn to the beauty of Lynn Canal, Mike Miller and several of his friends have spent the last decade climbing, traversing, and exploring the east side of Lynn Canal. In May 2007, Will Wacker and Mike Miller finally completed the route all the way to Skagway. Along this final leg of exploration, Will and Mike traversed the northernmost quarter of the proposed Juneau Road.
Looks like we can go down.
Yeah. There's where the road's going.
We started at the base of Mount Sinclair, which is also where a large creek comes out called Yerigalga, and we continued from that point up the next 10 miles to the Katsahine River.
We thought we could do the whole thing to Skagway in 3 to 4 days, and it was a lot more work than we thought, and it ended up taking us 5 full days non-stop.
Man, we're only halfway through this one crux section, huh?
There's a marker right there. It goes straight down into this.
You know, we really didn't want to walk the road markers at all. I mean, it was kind of interesting sometimes because, again, we'd just be forced off the beach and we'd get forced up and there they would be. So it would be obvious to follow them for a little ways just to see what they did and how they figured out they were going to get around some of these gullies and ravines. And a lot of it was pretty much just established goat trails is what they marked. So they just picked the easiest way they could find, and when it became impassable, the markers would just stop.
Where the markers go from there?
I don't see any more. They quit.
They just quit. Huh. Maybe they didn't like this way.
Oh, there's one up there in the trees. Oh my God.
Wow, they just there. So they just jump right up there. That big solid rock wall.
We were flabbergasted. It was shocking because it was just so unreal that you think you could build a road there through that terrain, you know, and you know, just to make that energy to get out there on those cliffs or exposed slopes and climb up in that tree and over that cliff and mark it. It was almost comical at some points.
Look at that wild thing, huh?
Oh my God! How are they going to pitch a tunnel?
It's huge.
We encountered at least a half dozen avalanche vats that still had huge amounts of snow in them. Some of them were 12 feet deep.
I mean, look what we're heading for. What do we do? We got to go way up. Because I don't see... Talk about a lot.
We could smell the sea lions probably 2 miles away or 3 miles away. You could sense that smell. eventually you could start picking up that sound, and it would take hours and hours before we finally arrived at that destination, Grand Point. There were easily over 400 sea lions that night along the cliff bands. And over the years, we have seen lots of smaller haul-outs all up and down the east side of Lynn Canal, where there's gatherings of anywhere from 50 to 100 sea lions just hanging out in their natural habitat along the cliffs. All the way to the beach.
The proposed road would end at the Katsahine River, where a ferry terminal will be built. A ferry will then be required to shuttle vehicles and passengers to Haines and Skagway.
We reached the Katsahine on day 2. It was a full 2 days of non-stop travel, and it was very relieving once we hit the Katsahine, where it was a good place to take a break and regroup.
As of October 2007, DOT's cost estimate for the project rose to $374 million. If it is built, the proposed Juneau Road project will be among the most expensive transportation projects built by the state of Alaska in coming decades. At a time when federal funding for transportation is in a steep decline, Alaska is faced with tough choices. Many local transportation priorities could be funded for the cost of the proposed Juneau Road.
The whole time we were walking through there, we were just thinking to ourselves, we wish that somebody else could be seeing what we're seeing. Just really being out there to see it and really get a sense of what's going on out there. It's just amazing how steep, rugged, and fluid everything is. And I think if they were out there and really looked at it and saw the terrain for themselves, they'd be really questioning themselves what they were getting themselves into.